I'm from America. My background is competitive gymnastics, and I've coached gymnastics for 10 years now, from the little kids all the way to the optional team girls just before they go off to college. And I've also run adult gymnastic classes. I've trained CrossFit for 6 years now. I'm CrossFit L1 certified, and now I'm specializing more in the handstands, gymnastics side of things. As we get going, what we will do is partner up. So you will find a partner and we will partner spot. And that's actually also a really great way to learn, because you get to watch your partner, coach your partner, and then do it yourself. So we'll be tag teaming a lot of the drills that way. The most common injury is your wrists. So it's really important that you have a full, proper wrist warm up. First drills, put your hands down in prayer pose, and you're going to try to bring them level. And then you're going to try to pull your fingertips away from each other without raising. So the goal is to be here without lifting, without coming up. So try to stay as low as you can while pulling your fingers off. Come out, roll around, and bring them back to prayer pose. Getting some active isometric work here. All right, so now fingertips down. With this, I want you to press up and already start pressing through your shoulders, rounding your upper back, leaning forward. And you're gonna gently work back and forth. And then take your fingertips out. You can press and start to lean into your knuckles, pressing your knuckles into the ground. Switching out your fingers, rocking back and forth. So I'm pressing my knuckles down, lifting the palm off the ground. Now we want to activate the shoulders. So you're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades together, the middle part of your back, your rhomboid, pulling the band out. And you're gonna work up and down, keeping tension on the band. And don't flare your ribs. Pull your ribs in, lock in your core. So you should feel your mid-back working between your shoulder blades, pinch them together. The next drill, you're going to step on the band with your knees, extend your arm overhead. Again, don't let your ribs flare out. Pull your ribs in, lock in your core, lock in your hips, extend your arm all the way out. Don't want your wrist to snap back with the band. You have to press up, keep tension, slowly curl, and slowly let the band pull your wrist back. In our handstands, we want to focus on shoulder isolation. So you want to press up through the shoulders, locking them out the entire time in the handstand. If you do a handstand and your shoulders are wobbling, it's way harder to have efficiency with your handstand and control versus pressing out, locking up, and utilizing the bigger muscles in our back. So a drill we're gonna do to warm up the shoulder isolation, press up through your shoulders and then lift off the top of your toes. So extend your toes, press up, hold your shoulders there as you lift up and back down. Do not collapse through your shoulders. We're gonna press them up and freeze them in place there. As you press up, you can start here, you can even go a little bit higher, all the way up and back down, but don't let your shoulders collapse. Focus on isolating and pressing out. Press through here, feel your shoulder blades work. You want to think about the front part of your shoulders, your front delts, getting as close to your cheeks as possible if you see it from the front. I'm pressing up and trying to keep them as close to my face. Really good, you guys are going so high. Great, press out through here, press up, 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 up. Good, lock out the elbows, press through the rear delts. So the next one, we're gonna partner up. You want to lift your partner up just by the feet. She's pressing through her shoulders, and then I'm gonna let go of this foot. There you go, perfect. And then switch, there you go. Bien, okay? Don't let your shoulders collapse. Come down. Press up, 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 up. Yes, bueno. See, pull the ribs in. Bueno. So go back a little bit so her feet can stay together. So you switch back. There you go. Very good. Very good. Very good. Really press out, protract through the shoulders. Protract. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Perfect. This next drill is called the bazooka. I like this drill for all levels. Whether you've never done a handstand before in your life and you're terrified of doing a handstand, or if you're working for your handstand press. We want to apply the same pressure of pressing out through your shoulders the whole time that we just did with our partner. So, he's never done one before, so give him some grace. You're going to place your hands about a foot from the wall, far enough that you can lean over your shoulders, but your head doesn't touch the wall, but you want your head close to the wall. So this is a good distance. Hands are underneath your shoulders. We don't want them out here, we don't want them touching each other. Just underneath, nice, stable. On the box, you want your knee to be able to drop in front of the box. See this? You can hinge his foot in front. From there, pull your knee into your chest. Good, lean into your shoulders. Then slowly, very slowly, extend this leg out and then up. Good, lift, pull your ribs in, pull the ribs in, press through the shoulders. If you stay here, this is perfect. If you want to press further, you can continue to press off the box, touch your foot on the wall, keep this leg down, good. And then slowly pull your ribs in, pull the ribs in, and then bring this knee, bend it into your chest. Lean back into your shoulder, good, and come down. That's 1 rep. The tendency, hard, very difficult. The tendency is to collapse through your shoulders, arch your lower back, and we're not getting the benefit that we can. We want to work the shoulder strength. That's also why we go really, really slow throughout this drill. So I'm going to demonstrate it one more time. Tiago, if you will coach through.
Y más o menos a una distancia que estemos cerca de la pared, pero sin tocar con la cabeza. Llevo la rodilla al pecho y luego voy subiendo bien despacito, tratando de estar siempre empujando bien el suelo, metiendo las costillas. ¿Sí? Si sale bien, toco la pared, y si no, no. Sí, trato de bajar bien despacito y hacerlo todo bien controlado. Siempre empujando bien. Trato de no...
Very difficult. If you do it slowly, this works the same shoulder strength that we need for our handstand and also more advanced drills like your handstand press and all the cool things. Partner up and we'll coach each other through it. Remind them, press through your shoulder, pull your rib in and press up. I don't care. Also, I do not care if your foot leaves the box. I care about your pressing through the shoulders, strengthening that shoulder isolation, pressing the ground away from you, trying to get your front delts to your cheeks. Okay? All right. Look at the floor. Good. Down and back up. Bueno, muy bien. Awesome. Press up and then lower, pulling your ribs in. Yeah. You feel that working? Look down at my finger. There you go. Keep a focus point right here. Press up through your shoulders. Lock out your elbows. Lift one leg back down. Press through your shoulders. Compress. Good. Go ahead, let him go. Yeah, there you go. And then pull your knee into your chest as you press up here. Yes. And let it bend, let it compress. Good.
Me falta un montón de movilidad.
Slowly lower yourself down. Nice. Pull your ribs in. Even lower. Compress your ribs in. Pressing in. Nice. And come down. In the handstands, as you kick up, your shoulder angle is going from closed to open, and you have to be able to control that motion to be able to control your handstand. So this builds from the bottom position, the strength, all the way to the open. So it builds that strength and the muscle memory. Arched. I can't do it. In CrossFitters, the main thing is we have like super strong lats that restricts our shoulders from opening all the way. And then that's why the ribs need to compensate for that. So the more you can open up your lats and your shoulders and press through and build the shoulder capacity to start utilizing the bigger muscles in your back, the more you can compress the ribs in. And then doing that opposite motion of pressing through the back, that locks in the back, and then compressing the core in, locks in the front, and that opposite motion stabilizes the handstand. But it's an evolution. Going into the next part. Now all of you have felt your body weight. So you felt it overhead. That's the first important step to be able to build that strength. If you felt uncomfortable doing that, then be careful moving on with the next drills. Take them at caution. If you felt like your arms were shaky and you weren't able to hold your body weight, if that felt super strong, you were able to hold your body weight overhead, then we're ready to move on to the next step, which is the handstand kick-up. What we want to start working with the handstand kick-up is controlling it. If you kick up with all your might into the handstand kick-up, you're going to go over the other side. So as a demonstration, so if I kick up with all my might, all my weight is going to go over. So we want to start controlling the kick up, placing our hands down, pressing up through the shoulders, setting the shoulders first so we can control, press up, walk, and do all of the cool things without flying over. So we're going to go to the wall. I want you to practice our kick-ups. I call them kick-up precisions, where you're trying to kick up and either barely tap the wall or stop just before the wall. How we're gonna set this up is, again, like the bazooka, you want your hands far enough away from the wall that you can lean into your shoulders and set your shoulder position already with your head just off the wall. Then you're gonna gently kick up and try to just barely tap the wall and try to slow your descent. So being able to slow your descent means you have to lean over your shoulders to come down. Otherwise, you're coming down like a cut down tree and you're just like timber. We're gonna try to avoid that. I'm gonna demonstrate this. So you're set up, hands far enough away from the wall. I don't wanna be so close that my head touches the wall, but you wanna be able to be somewhere close. Set your shoulders first, over your hands. Then from there, control, slowly descend. I'm leaning into my shoulders as I kick up, and then leaning into my shoulders to slow the descent. Do you see how I lean into my shoulders to control going up and lean back into my shoulders and pull my ribs in to slow, just like we just did with the box. Ab and push. Good, keep here. Now lean into your shoulders. Lean in against my hand and press. Yes. As you go up, you lean over and then you push and then you lean over your knuckles again to come back down. Press to the shoulders, pull the ribs in. And nice, nice, amazing, good. There's a lot of us, so we're going to superset this drill. Foam roller just above your knee, the other one underneath your elbows. The tendency is going to be to collapse your shoulders. Shoulders need to stay open, so here, pull in, pull open. Before we go into this, I want everybody to stand, arch your lower back. Now you're going to tuck your pelvis. So you're in a hollow hold now. And then pull your ribs in and push your hips forward. Okay? So arch, so your butt's sticking out. This is the classic banana handstand. Now we're going to tuck your pelvis and pull your ribs in. Okay? Compress the core while we're opening through the shoulders. Okay? One more time, everybody. Arch, big arch, tuck your pelvis. Pull the ribs in as you press your hips forward, opening through the shoulders. Now we do the same thing on the foam rollers. The second set is practicing the same position on the wall. Here, step up, open the shoulders, tuck your pelvis, lean into your hands. You're uncomfortable doing your handstand. You're gonna just think about transferring the weight from the palm into your fingertips and lean one foot off. Keep the other foot on the wall, stay safe. If that feels comfortable and safe, then we go into the second part. Press up, pull in, lean, hover off the wall. Press through, hold, pull, pressing through your shoulders, come back. Tuck your pelvis, pull the ribs in. Muy bueno. Yes, good. Yep, muy bueno. Again, but pull your ribs in and your hips one more time. Ribs, hips lower now as you pull your ribs in. Hips lower. Yes, drop your pelvis forward. Good, yeah, that was it. Good, pull the ribs in. Good, good. Very good, muy bien. Go to the wall, that's great. Yep. Bring this in closer. There you go, that's it. And then pull it. Yes, pull. Yes, really good. Muy bien. Very nice. Little bit lower. Open through the shoulders more. Yeah, there it is. Very nice. Perfect. Good. Lock out. Yes. Push your hips forward now. Push. Yes. Feel that compression through the core. Really good. Go do it on the wall.
What you doing it with Shaggy and something like this, and I was like, wow, that looks cool.
Yeah.
It's much more difficult than what I thought.
It really does.
Wow.
That was good though. Your form was great.
Okay.
Good position. Press through the shoulders. Pull the ribs in. Bien, bien. One leg at a time, just one. Leave the other one at the wall. So your arch, so pull back. Here's more where you want to be, and then push your hips forward. Hips forward. Good. There it is. and come down. This is a really good drill for you here to feel and to also film yourself, because as you pull here, then you're here, but then you're kind of going into the arch, which is pretty normal to kind of teeter-totter back between those two. So you want to press through your shoulders, lock in the core, but then you also have to push your hips forward so they're not piking.
Okay.
So right now you're piking and you feel it. You're like, I'm not quite balanced. So then you go into the arch and overbalance. So it's right in between of pressing through, locking in. This is a good drill because it also stretches out your lats and opens in your shoulders. For all CrossFitters, because of the strong lats, it's always going to be a tight point. The next question is, what do I do with my butt? Your butt is one of the biggest muscles in your body, and it is a great stabilizing muscle. But for most people, if you squeeze your butt, that brings your heels together and pushes you into an arch handstand. So then you're like, okay, should I bring my toes together? But then that drives you into a hollow hold. So it's like, okay, what do we do with this thing? What I like to think about is actually squeezing your adductors together and to lock in your core. So what your partner is going to do is try to balance you with your hand between your legs. So you got to squeeze your partner's leg for the balance. Before we spot the handstand, I want to teach you how to catch your partner. If your partner bends their legs and you're directly behind them, go ahead and actually bend your legs. If you're directly behind and your partner bends your leg, you're in danger of getting smacked in the face. If your partner kicks up and you're to the side, a lot of times you don't have enough power to stop them if they have an aggressive kick. You don't have the leverage. Think about being at a 45-degree angle. So if they have an aggressive kick, you can stop them, but you're not in danger of if they bend their legs. So una más, kick up. So angle your body, 45. Catch their legs first. Make sure they're safe. Then we can come up. Find, for some people, bring your feet together, squeeze. Find, sometimes it's in their quads, and you're gonna try to help balance. You're gonna squeeze your partner's hand with your quads, with your adductors, okay? And then from there, you're gonna try to just balance just by squeezing your legs in and press the ground away from you. That's key. Press through your shoulders, press the ground away, and squeeze your ribs in, squeeze your adductors together to help align your handstand. Come down. Always support the back. If you're scared to kick up freestanding, kick up against the wall. Now from here, your partner, you're gonna squeeze the hand, and your partner's gonna try to help you balance just off the wall. Okay, see, she's not touching the wall, but she's safe. Bueno. Push the ground away. Muy bien. Yes, muy bien. Squeeze. Very good, there it is. Yeah, see how she just lined up because she squeezed through? Yes. Muy bien, and down. Oh, see, really good.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Do you feel that you were kind of like in the arch, and as soon as I had you squeeze my hand with your legs, your whole alignment was perfect.
It didn't look like it.
No, it did. It was really good. You have good mobility in your shoulders. Bien. So then come into the side, squeeze. See, he can squeeze my hand right here. Now that allows him to line up his handstand. See how straight he is? And then look right at the ground between your hands. Bueno, and come down.
Wow.
Yeah, great mobility. It's really good. And always stand just to the back. So if they tipple over, this is their danger zone. And for people, a lot of people are scared. And so I always like to put my hand behind. Yep, there you go. Pull the ribs in. Bueno. Yeah, and down. Yes, muy bien. Good. Now I'm going to spot you here. Good. Press through, pull your ribs in. Yes. Utilize these bigger muscles as you compress the ribs. Yeah. Tight legs, squeeze through, and down. Nice. Handstand walking is actually an easier skill to learn than holding a straight handstand, as probably some of you have already experienced. But if you focus on the wall drills and focus on your shoulder strength and building that capacity so you can actually hold and control your handstands, hovering it off the wall and back, everything else handstand related and probably also snatch related will improve. I cannot reiterate enough, focus on the shoulder isolation, pressing the ground away at the wall, being able to control your handstand. Then your handstand walking will come for sure. You want to think about handstand walking is pressing the ground away. You have to press, press, press. If you think about like a dumbbell snatch that you're pressing up in the air, you're not going to just stop it here with a bent arm. You're gonna keep pressing to a straight arm and lock it out. If we're in our handstand and we take a step, we're losing our support. You're gonna have to either catch yourself from falling. So instead of walking like a cut down tree, you wanna press through your shoulder, press through your shoulder, press through your shoulder to walk faster, more efficiently. So I'm gonna demonstrate both. First, I'm gonna demonstrate the cut down tree, okay? I have my handstand, I'm in support. If I lose that, then I'm trying to catch myself from falling. That's the cut down tree handstand walk. Versus you have your support, and to take a step, you press through the shoulder so this hand becomes lighter. Now we can walk. So I have my support, press through my shoulder, press, 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 press. It's all about press, 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 press. Same thing with holding your handstand. Press away from the ground, then just start walking. We make the opposite hand light, just like we walk with our feet. Our toes press us off the ground. We're not falling and catching ourselves. So let's go to the wall. We're gonna practice that press through the ground. Line up your handstand, press through the ground so your hand is light. Press through the ground. Press through the ground. Shift, feel the push through your shoulder. Yes, really, really good. I gotcha, you're good. Press through, yes. Press, very nice. If you lift one hand, that actually deactivates your lat. So you can even just think about just pressing and like, as you lift the shoulder, keep reaching with this hand. So you're still reaching and you're still keeping this lat engaged to reach for the next step. Does that make sense? The next thing is, how do we start taking those first few steps? If you're freestanding and you're barely comfortable with your handstand and you're midair, it's kind of like, where do I go? What do I do with my legs? How do I get that forward momentum to go forward and start taking those steps? I want you to think about wherever your body feels their safety is where your body is immediately gonna go. So if I spot you in your handstand, your whole body is gonna gravitate towards me because I'm the safety net. Same thing with the wall. When we do our wall drills, it's hard to get our body off the wall because our body's like, no, the wall is safe. I wanna stay here. So we're gonna utilize that natural instinct to the body to find safety and to get to safety. So we're going to start your kick-ups a couple feet from the wall. And I mean a couple feet. So you can take 1-2 steps and you're safely at the wall. That will train your body to get that kick up and that forward momentum. I want you to line it up first. Find just a couple steps, make that marker mentally in your mind, set your shoulders, press up, 1, 2. Now we're safe at the wall. As that gets comfortable, take 1 step back. So now we have to take 1, 2, 3 steps. Body's gonna naturally want to find the wall. So giving it that safe target is a great way to learn how to get that forward momentum going forward. If you felt uncomfortable or you weren't able to lift your hand off the wall, stay with that drill. Keep practicing pressing your shoulders off before you go onto this drill. If you felt comfortable with that and you're feeling comfortable with your handstand kick up, then go ahead and try this a couple times. Yes, nice. That's where it starts. The first couple steps. Super.
Thank you.
That fear is very normal. Give yourself grace. You're literally turning yourself upside down and backwards and expecting your body to act normally. So it's very common. And it's all about just being upside down as consistently as you can. 3 to 5 times a week. Doesn't have to be a full long practice, but just get upside down, do a few wall drills, and that builds a spatial awareness of being upside down. And pretty soon your body's like, oh, okay, and now I know where my feet are, you know? Because at first you're like upside down, you're like, I have no idea what my feet are doing, you know? So film yourself. Well, film yourself, because then you can see, oh, I thought my leg was straight up, but it was actually way arched. And that builds the spatial awareness for it. And then just doing it over and over, because it's all about that spatial awareness, building that confidence, that just dissolves that fear of it. So yeah. So good. When you spot your partner, they want to rely all on you, and next thing you know, you're like carrying them through their handstand, and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with their legs. That is very common. It's hard to keep them balanced. So I like to use a stick, But if you do this, your partner has to be comfortable enough in the handstand that they're not going to bend their legs and knock you a blue eye. So they can touch. If she bends her legs, what happens? She comes at me. You have to be able to keep your legs straight. Then from there, go ahead, you just keep this directly in front of them and you can just follow the PVC. Really, really good. And come down. If you feel uncomfortable with keeping your legs straight and you're not comfortable in your handstand kick up, then just keep practicing against the wall. If you feel like you're comfortable in the handstand enough to keep your legs straight, then grab a partner and try this drill. So good. Press, press, press. Super good. Nice. Yes, sí. Muy bien.
Like I'm not able to go forward, always coming back.
That looks really good. A lot of what happens with the handstand hold is that you kick up first, but then your body wants to go back to safety.
Yeah.
So it wants to start closing the shoulders, because this is, right here is safe. Here is like an unknown.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, what is back here? So it's building that, that capacity to continue to press up and keep the shoulders open. You kick up, but then you take a step, and your body's trying to go back to safety. And if you collapse, you have to keep pressing up, forward. Super set it. So do one set at the wall, one set freestanding, one set at the wall, go back and forth. Super set it.
It's easier for me to go backwards.
Because of the shoulder angle. Because as soon as your shoulder angle closes, then your feet come back in front, and that's when you start to go backwards. So it's normal. But start your practice with the balance drills. Build that shoulder capacity, and then at the end of your practice, do the handstand walks. You'll be tired, but that will build the strength in the long run. Yeah, be careful with those. As we wrap up, I just want to open just the last couple minutes if anybody has any questions that they want me to go over. Good question. For handstand balancing, your hands need to be in front of you. It's like if you were trying to stand like this, your toes help you balance. So if you're trying to balance in your handstand position, they have to be forward. Now there are slight variations that are fine. That depends on the anatomy of your wrist. Sometimes there's a slight inward, slight outward. Sometimes they grip more with their fingers, sometimes they grip out. So slight variations are totally fine. But so all the wall drills, you have to be facing this way and build that strength and the mobility. But for handstand walking, if your hands are in front of you, that takes a lot of wrist mobility and strength to be able to keep them straight on. So when you go to handstand walk, I actually recommend that you slightly turn your hands out. And so you don't have to fully lift and peel your hand off the ground each time. So you can just shuffle and be quicker and more efficient. That also alleviates a lot of the wrist mobility that you need for the handstand walk. So balance, straight on, handstand walk, turn them out. Thank you everyone so much for joining. This is an amazing turnout. I always feel very honored, and it's a pleasure to be able to coach and share my passions with all of you amazing athletes, amazing community. Thank you guys.